Hello, everyone. I'm Olivia Hanlon, and I work with the Small Farms team with Iowa State Extension. We're located just out off of campus in Ames, but serve the entire state. I am here today to talk about a few resources, including everyone's favorite thing, budgets. We have quite a few enterprise budgets available through Ag Decision Maker that our team is a part of. And we've got various fruit and veg enterprise budgets, as well as one for bees that is new. And coming hopefully soon, we will hopefully have a floriculture budget, as well as we have a chicken one in the process if anyone is interested in that. Some of our more popular ones probably include the strawberries and raspberries, maybe over into the tomatoes and some of those other annual crops. But to get started, I'm going to show you how to find these. Everyone should have one of these in your wonderful folders. That is mine. This is what they look like. They are beautiful. And the online version just looks a little bit different. So like I said, they're hosted on Ag Decision Maker. Ag Decision Maker is a great resource for anyone that Iowa State puts out, but there is a lot of information on it. So in order to find them, you're going to go under the Crops tab. And then we do fall under the other category as we usually do. Then just down on the page, we've got those specialty crop highlighted by that box. You can click on either one of those and it's going to take you to the same place and highlight both the annual and the perennial budgets. So this is what that page looks like. And then up top is where you get to the publications like the one that's printed out. But then the really cool feature of these is that each of those listed out versions with the underline will download an Excel sheet that's editable. You're able to go in and change the numbers to fit your operation just a little bit better, rather than using kind of averages that we're able to pull from Iowa State resources and the economic specialists at Iowa State Extension. So to start with, we are going to focus on the strawberry one, which is what's printed behind your sheet there. That second page kind of shows you what these look like. Like I said, the printed version looks just a little bit different than the Excel version does, but each one of these is going to come with a little bit different assumptions. So when we're looking at the strawberry one, we are basing it off of an acre of production. Some of those other fruit and veg, I think most of the other ones are 100 by 40 foot beds, 100 by 40, I think. Sorry. And then on the strawberry one, we are assuming that the first year's establishment, you're not going to get all of your production that you normally would once you've kind of got those things growing. I think the raspberry one is the same, but most of the other ones should go right into your production years. Each one of these assumes use of drip irrigation, so that is something that you can take out if you're not doing it. If you're doing it on a little bit smaller scale, you can lower it down, whatever you need in order to fit. They are currently set up for mulching versus plastic. I know a lot of people are probably growing under plastic, and hopefully we will get these transitioned to reflect that. But for now, that labor and input cost does reflect mulching. And then the last few things just kind of go to where the numbers come from. We generally get sale prices from Iowa producers with the help of our wonderful field staff, such as Dan. And then our inputs come from various suppliers online that just kind of show the prices of your containers and different things that you may use for that. The one that's not mentioned there is all of the labor costs and the different pricing budgets. They have production budgets, which can also be found on Ag Decision Maker. And I think that, I don't know what the exact title of that one is, but it's A121. Will help you find it very easily. So this is what the Excel version is going to look like. It's just a little bit more in depth than the version that's printed is. So on the last page of the printed version, you can see kind of where some of these things that are more broken out on Excel are grouped together. So that just kind of helps show you what falls in costs. Let me see if I can be mobile here. Each of these yellow boxes is able to be changed. So say you are not putting in quite so much labor in some of those areas, or maybe you've got a different wage than $17 for those labor hours, you can change these boxes and everything over on the side will auto-calculate all the so that just helps people be able to really fit over to because we know that different parts of the state are a little bit different scale as well. Another resource, this past year we just held, or I guess this year still, we held a financial boot camp and a marketing boot camp out of the Small Farms office. So each of those we brought in a specialist, and everyone had one-on-one consultations with either the financial specialist or the marketing specialist based on which one they signed up for. And then in the financial boot camp, we just did kind of a deep dive of financial statements. And our specialist from the Food Finance Institute was able to look at those with folks. And then we also analyzed any possible funding sources that may be out there, grants, loan programs, things like that. And for the marketing boot camp, we had Darcy Malsby come in, and she talked about how folks can tell their farm story. We talked about different marketing sources, so different ways of communication. Email newsletter, your social media, your website, things like that. And then each of those folks also had a one-on-one consultation with her. There will be resources on each one of those posted on our website, hopefully soon, that will just kind of go over. They'll be in a checklist format that'll just go over kind of everything that the specialist walked through with folks, so that anyone who did not get to participate in the webinars can see that and walk through it on their own. And then on the marketing side, we will be developing more marketing classes because the response to that one was very. I think that's all I have for you guys. The Small Farms program does also have a free newsletter that you can sign up to get, as well as a podcast, shameless plug. And we have a wide variety of people for the podcast, as well as writers for the newsletters, ranging from DNR folks, Iowa State, other organizations. So you can find all of that on the website, which I failed to put up here, but you can find by Googling Iowa State. Does anyone have any questions on anything? I went through that really fast. Yeah.
Hi, Olivia. Do you include irrigation cost as far as water on any of your budgeting?
Okay, so I think I'm supposed to repeat the question. So the question was whether we include irrigation costs such as watering on the budgets. I do not think that we do. There could definitely be utilities added at the bottom, but when we're looking at it, most of what we are putting in is your maintenance to lay that drip tape down, the labor to pull it back up, and then the cost of the actual drip tape irrigation itself. Any other questions I can answer for anyone? Yes, Dan?
The boot camps that you had on the last slide,
yes.
Are those, sorry, I was out when you started those, but are those on sign up for that right now?
So no. The question was, the boot camps that I mentioned, are those ongoing? Can folks still sign up for those? Those were funded through a IDOL grant, so we thank them for their support in that, but we did just have one of each, where we could only have about 10 folks due to having one-on-one consultations. But like I said, will be up, and it should be an in-depth check sheet that walks through everything that would have been in the webinars. Any other questions I can answer for anyone? Everyone still looks away, so that's good.
And how will you find that under
The resources, those will just, we'll probably have a newsletter article on it, so you should subscribe to the newsletter. But what?
by how?
Yes, so on the Small Farms website, it's right on our homepage, the newsletter tab, you can click on that, and then there's an easy button to find to get signed up. So just Google Iowa State Small Farms and it'll take you right to the homepage and it'll be right there. We try to make it as easy as possible for folks. Anything else? All right, well, thank you very much.